Okay, Morgan, I appreciate your time always. And as we sit here now, this is such an exciting time for not only the W, but especially the Dream. The excitement around this franchise is unbelievable. How do you measure it since your time that you got here in 2021?
Well, after 3.5 years of being here, I just love seeing that excitement from you. It shows me what the excitement looks like in the market. People are recognizing who we are, they understand why we exist, and the excitement is just exploding, not only in women's sports in general, but in Atlanta and around this franchise. It has never been higher.
What do you think the challenge has been for you since you took over in 2021? You came over from a male-dominated industry in football, then you moved to the WNBA, taking over a franchise that needed a lot of help at the time. What's been the biggest challenge in that time?
There's been a lot of challenges, and it doesn't stem from any one thing. At first, our challenge was really awareness. People didn't know we had been here for 16 years. They didn't even know we had a WNBA team. And I'm excited to say, I think people are aware now that we exist and we're here to stay. We're not going anywhere. But there are constant challenges in terms of understanding what our athletes need for success. How do we build long-term? We've got an incredible ownership group who has committed long-term dollars, long-term investment, and we've been growing this organization step by step by step, so that last year people think it was a phenomenon that the Angel Reese effect or the Caitlin Clark effect just happened. But we were poised with that type of growth 4 years in a row so that we could catch that wave. And now I expect this next year to be even stronger.
You talk about a new wave. I mean, there is a lot of newness happening around this franchise. I want to start with your new head coach.
Yes.
It's crazy that he has so much experience in the college level, but he's taking on a W challenge, I want to say. But he's excited about it. You seem excited about the new head coach as well.
Well, we are thrilled about Carl Smesko. He brings a completely different philosophy. And there's a certain point in franchises and growth of businesses where you just have to look at things differently. And what our ownership group and Dan Padover, our general manager, what they were looking for is someone that could have an innovative basketball mindset, and looking at the pieces of the puzzle that we had, Ryan Howard, Alicia Gray, some of these powerhouse young athletes. We have a young nucleus and a young core to be able to bring and build around that in a way that's never been done before. So we're not looking for Carl to bring his college approach to this game, which I think is going to be really exciting to see what he does. We've got Brittney Griner, so clearly he's doing something right.
All right, you brought up BG. She is the talk of the town in Atlanta. I will tell you, whenever BG decided to come to Atlanta, my phone is blowing up. I have to go to a Dream game, is what people are telling me, which they should have been going before, is what I tell them.
Right?
But now BG is in town. She generates this kind of excitement that is palpable. What is it going to be like to have BG here with the Dream?
It's going to be incredible having her here. But what I'm so excited about is BG's ability to bring the best out of this entire team. She is an all-star. She is a WNBA champion. She's been in the league for a really long time. She's a leading points scorer. And so she brings a powerful presence. She also brings a little bit of celebrity as well for all of the reasons. But it's going to be really exciting here because you can already see within a lot of their social media posts, Ryan, AG, Jordan, BG, and the camaraderie that they have off the court. They're bringing all of that on the court. And if anybody's been watching Unrivaled over the last couple of months, they will absolutely see what a powerhouse that she's going to be on the court for us.
BG's announcement in coming to Atlanta on her social media was then literally on a fishing boat. I mean, is it cool to watch them do that off the court already?
It is, and I think what that does is it also brings the humanness to her and the humanness to our athletes as well. It's important for us to storytell around our athletes, but it's also important for them to be showing, hey, what's life like outside of the basketball court? We're here to play, but we're also human. We also enjoy each other, and this is what we enjoy about life as well.
You have mentioned the young nucleus that you have. Ryan Howard is a player that moves the needle in the W, but BG brings a different kind of celebrity, just that veteran presence that she's had for so long in the W. When you think about her coming to Atlanta and those initial thoughts of BG coming to change a franchise, to put you guys in a position where you've been hoping since you took over the Dream, what was going through your head? Brittney Griner is getting ready to play in Atlanta.
I was thinking about the fact that this is a new day for the Atlanta Dream. We had a new day when new ownership came on board, but that's been almost 4 years ago, and about 4 years to the day from when we're doing this interview. And so it's been really neat to see that evolution. But what I was thinking is new coach, new team, new look, new players, new day, higher investment, more people watching, growing revenue, growing social media presence, and it's just exciting to see where we are and how far we've come. You and I were talking about the fact that 4 years, 3.5 years seems like a really long time, but to me it seems like it was like that.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. And because you guys have grown so quickly in the years that you have been here, what are you proud of in that time?
You know what I'm proud of is the number of young girls that we've touched. I was just looking at some of our stats and how many young girls that have been through Atlanta Dream coaching academies and some of our camps and clinics. Nearly 4,000 young girls over the last 4 years. That's incredible. We've brought to them mental health awareness, wellness clinics from our partners, STEM programs together with basketball with partners like Microsoft. We've taught them the game of basketball, but also taught them the things that are intangible about the game. The resilience, the confidence, the things that young girls need. You know, we say all the time, to see it is to be it, but you're seeing more and more women in leadership, but we're coaching these women and we're bringing them along, these young girls from as early as 6 years old to be able to have a path to see themselves either on the court or in the boardroom or behind the scenes or even just as a fan.
Speaking of making an impact, Renee Montgomery, being a part of this organization from that aspect, not as a player, how big of an impact has she had on this organization?
Renee has made an impact in sports. Let's just be real. Not just women's sports, but number one, 4 years ago in 2020, actually almost 5 years ago, really stepping out of her career to fight for social justice and to fight for what was right at the time in her own home city. That's pretty powerful. But I've always said that an ownership group with an athlete as part of that group is so special. It's part of the reason that I actually chose to join this organization, is because we've got our athletes' voices at the center. I've got someone there every day who can say, this is actually something that our athletes want. This is maybe something that they don't want. This is something that they value. Have you thought about it this way? And I think the way we challenge each other on a regular basis, on a daily basis, not only makes us better from an investment perspective, but makes us better in terms of what our players need and what we're able to provide to them as well.
Let's talk about the fact that fans are just so excited about this franchise and the W in general that you guys are selling out season game tickets at a clip that you haven't before. You sell out last year, and then 3 months earlier this year you sell out. What does that say to you?
Well, the sellout clip has accelerated year after year after year, and we're sitting here in late February, early March, and we are already sold out of season ticket packages. It's incredible. There's a piece of me that says we might actually sell out the season before the season even starts when single game tickets go on sale. But to me, that says this matters. People want to watch women's sports, they want to support female athletes, and they want to see this franchise grow here in Atlanta.
So there is a push for a lot of W teams to play some of their games in NBA arenas. We have seen that with the Caitlin Clark effect, Angel Reese. There is that push W-wide. You guys have dabbled in State Farm Arena in the past. How do you measure the value in trying to move a WNBA game to an NBA arena? How do you balance that push?
Well, that's actually not as easy as it sounds, just to be able to pick up a game from a 4,000 seat arena and plop it in a 17,000 seat arena. And it's one of those things where I'm not naive enough to think that we're going to sell out 17,000 every single game. This is a growth year. This is a growth decade. And I think what we're going to see is, year over year over year, we've got to be very measured in how we invest. I'll tell you right now, and we've talked about this before, we are looking at where the franchise's long-term home should be. I don't know if that's State Farm Arena. I don't know if that's building a W-specific arena, which is actually a dream of our owner, Larry Gottesdiener. He has said that from day one. Women deserve a specific arena that is dedicated to the WNBA. So we're really excited to explore options. The difference now now is that different communities in and around Atlanta and in Atlanta proper, they're coming to us. Instead of us having to go knock on the door to say, hey, let's look at your arena. Let's see what facilities you have. Would this part of town support an organization and growth, the growth trajectory that we're on? We are having people come to us now and saying, we want you. So what a cool place to be. I don't know where that'll end up in the next couple of years, but I will tell you we are actively engaged in creating a training facility environment that we own, whether that is building and retrofitting an existing building or whether that's buying land and building something new. So that's first order of a business, but we're also actively seeking our long-term home as well.
That's incredibly exciting. And when you have people knocking on your door, that didn't happen when you came here in 2021. No. How do you balance that as well when you have so many people saying, I want to be involved with the dream?
Mm-hmm. You know, what you have to do is really reset every single day and focus on the things that matter. Number one, it's the staff here, it's our athletes, it's the people behind the scenes. You and I've talked a lot about the fact that, you know, in 2021, we had 7 people running this entire organization. We have 50 plus, so we are a legitimate small business focused on the things that matter to our fans and the things that matter to our athletes. And so you have to take a step back and you have to sit down, you have to take a deep breath, and you have to say, wow, here we are, and then you got to get back to work. And building a culture within this organization has been first and foremost in my book. You can't build a community externally if you don't build a culture internally so that your employees are proud to come to work every day, understand the vision, understanding who we are, why we exist, and what we're set out to do.
Oh, when I walk in this building, everyone is in a great mood. Everyone's like, good morning, how are you? It's a great day to be at the Dream. You can tell that the work that you guys have put in has really paid off. And last question for me, let's talk about the very first game of the season. There are going to be unbelievable superstars on the court on both sides for the Fever and the Dream, the very first home game of the season. What do you expect that atmosphere to be like?
The atmosphere for our home opener is going to be absolutely electric. There's no denying that Atlanta shows out when Indy and the Dream come together. And what was really cool last year is seeing the cheers just as loud for Caitlin Clark as they were for the Atlanta Dream. And that shows you that it's not just about one player, one team, 1 year. People are excited about great basketball. They're excited about the product. They're excited about what we stand for, and they want more of it. So I can't wait. It is the most fun. I tell you what, I lose my voice every Dream game. Every single time I am screaming at the top of my lungs, cheering these teams on. And that's what I love so much about it, is the energy and the atmosphere, not only for that home opener matchup, but for every one of our games is just as electric.
Morgan, I appreciate your time always. We cannot wait for the Dream season to get started.
I'm so excited.